What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the pen.
Alright, today, this video right here, it's not going to have any lifts in it. I'm just going to address a subject that I think would be beneficial. Beneficial to everybody, but beneficial to young coaches, young instructors, whatever you want to call it. Well, who are you to tell anybody anything? I'm nobody. So if you don't want to hear it, or if you listen to it and you think it's bad, don't listen to it. But I've been lifting a long time. I've helped a lot of people along the way. I've also been in the power line industry for 20 years, worked in the bucket, climbed those poles. I've worked all the hurricanes, the ice storms, the tornadoes you can shake a stick at. I'm a certified safety specialist. I've given classes and instructions and orientations for all the employees and new employees that are coming on board to the different power line companies that I've worked for. I've taught a lot of people a lot of different stuff. And one thing that I've noticed for instructors, especially young instructors until they get the hang of it, coaches, it doesn't matter what subject it is. If they love what they do, and I love what I do, they get very excited about it. And they just want to cram all the information that they know in their students right off the bat. And it's not an arrogance thing. It's not a see how much I know kind of thing. At least it shouldn't be. It's just from my observation and from personal experience, it's about the excitement of sharing knowledge. But what I've noticed is students seem to get overwhelmed. You know, I'm watching a young guy right now, about 23, teaching his younger brother how to lift. I mean, like literally right now. And he's doing a great job, but he's pushing a lot of information on this young man at one time. You know, and he's excited, you can tell. He's really digging it. That's a lot for a beginner, especially a young beginner, to understand at one time. Instead of just going over the fundamentals of one particular exercise, and he chose the deadlift, which is a good choice. Instead of pushing all you know on somebody at one time and expecting them to grasp it, I've seen foremen do this to groundmen, and linemen do this to groundmen all the time. They expect them to learn and figure out in a very short time what it took them years and years to figure out. And some people just don't have the patience to be a teacher. You know, you can be a good lineman, and if you've made foreman without learning how to be a good teacher, somebody made a mistake. You know, I worked for a lot of dickheads that didn't want to run their crew correctly, that did not know how to teach. And if you've been put in a leadership position, or if you have chosen to take a leadership position, coach, instructor, teacher of some kind, and you're not good or patient at teaching the material, at passing the material along to a beginner, then you might need a little coaching. You might need to step back and reevaluate some things. But back to what I was saying. When you're teaching something to someone for the first time, do it in small doses. Okay? Because I've learned in my classes when I teach, I've only got them for a few hours. You know, 5 hours, 6 hours at best, especially on a long orientation class. If you can get those guys to retain just 5 to 10% of the information that you're passing along that day, you've done a good job. Now, if you had them for shorter intervals over a long period of a week, you can pass on some good information. But if you only have a brief period of time, then you need to make your information potent, concise, and relevant. When I say relevant, I mean relevant to the beginner, relevant to the novice. And if you're teaching them things that took you years to learn and expecting them to grasp the whys and hows of it, that's not relevant. That might be relevant to an intermediate learner. That's not relevant to a beginner. That's just a little tip for you young coaches and instructors, you know, to think about. I hope you found it useful.
Now get your ass in the pen.